through graphing straight lines using intercepts. Before we begin, we need to first understand what an intercept is. So an intercept is the points where our linear graph intercepts either our x or y axis. So you can have two intercepts. If the graph is linear, you can have two intercepts, or one intercept, which will then expand out to two, depending on the size of your graph. So in this little diagram, we have our y-intercept up here, and the value of our y-intercept is given to us as the letter c, and you may remember that from our gradient intercept formula, y equals mx plus c. So the coordinates of that position are always going to be 0 on the x-axis and then a value on the y-axis. So 0c is how we talk about that one. So our y-intercept can be any positive or negative y-axis value. It will never move left or right from the origin. Remember, our origin is 0, 0, this point in the middle. So it'll always be 0 on the x-axis and then a y value, either positive or negative, running along that axis. Our x-intercept here is given to us by the letter b. And that is the opposite of our y-intercept, where it'll move left or right of the origin along our x-axis, but it'll never move up or down. So our coordinates of our x-intercept will always be b, 0. So you can see that our variables for those coordinates are the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate in their respective intercept brackets. So moving on to over here, we've got a question that says, sketch the graph of the following showing x and y intercepts. So for A, we have 2x plus 3y equals 6. And you might be there sitting there thinking, well, that doesn't look like y equals mx plus c. That looks a little bit foreign to me. And that would be correct, because it's actually in the form ax plus by equals d. But for this particular video, that doesn't really matter. That will be raised in another video when we look at the gradient intercept form. So for now, we just need to understand what an intercept is and how we can use the value of x and y to manipulate that equation to give us those intercept coordinates. So we do that by allowing one of our letters to equal 0. So if we solve for y first, we'll say let x equal 0. So then 2x plus 3y equals 6 becomes 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 6. 2 times 0 is 0, leaving us 3y. Divide by 3 to get y by itself. Y equals 2. So what that means is that when x equals 0, y equals 2. So our coordinate is 0, 2 for the y-intercept. Then we have to solve for the x-intercept. So this time we'll say, let y equal 0, 2x plus 3y equals 6, 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 6. So that becomes 2x equals 6. Divide by 2 to get x by itself. X equals 3. So again, when y equals 0, x equals 3. So that coordinate is going to be 3 and 0. Right, now we're up to graphing it. So how do we let that make our graph? Hopefully you've got a ruler handy so that you can make a nice, neat graph. And we only need to go a couple of coordinate points either side of our graphing coordinates. So on the y-axis, we're going to go 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. I've gone a lot further. Didn't need to. And then on the x-axis, I'm just going to draw roughly 4 centimeters. It's not going to be a straight 4 centimeters. Trying to stay on that line. That's terrible. Don't do it like me. Use a ruler. Do it properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, -2, -3, -4. All right. Now we've got our line. Our first coordinate, 0 and 2. That's up here. Our second coordinate, 3 and 0. Over there. Join the dots. Pass through the dots and continue through the graph. And there we go. There's our first one done. Our second question says y equals 2x minus 6. This is a little bit more familiar for you, because that is in the form of y equals mx plus c. The only difference there is we have a minus. So that minus just means it's a negative intercept, not mean the line is negative. The line is still going to be positive because we have a positive 2 as our gradient, but our intercept point will be at 0, -6. Okay, if you're able to identify that value there is your intercept coordinate, you're going to save yourself a lot of working. So the sidebar for that is if we were to make x equals 0 to find y, well, that's going to be 2 times 0. That's going to cancel itself out. Y equals -6. So just being able to identify that c is -6, which means that our coordinate has to be 0, -6, saves you all this time working. So then all you have to do is substitute 0 in for y to get 2x minus 6. We've got no left-hand side. I'm going to bring my -6 across. That becomes +6. Divide by 2 to get x by itself. X equals 3. So now we have 0, -6, and we have 3, 0. Do that in red if you want, 3, 0. So this time, my negatives are going to be a lot longer. So if we go -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 1, 2, 3. And we only need to go 3 centimeters and 4 centimeters to the side again. See how good this is this time. Oh, geez. Not looking too good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 3's here. So at -6 and 0, there's our y-intercept. Our x-intercept is over there at 3 and 0. So we have a positive line this time. Hey, that's not too bad. It's a straight line. And there is our line. So that is how you use your intercepts to draw a straight line graph.